Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in to another SPFL video. It's time for match week number 5 of the 21-22 SPFL Premiership season. Now let's have a quick look at how everyone did in match week number 4. That was obviously a couple of weeks ago because we've obviously had the international break. And it's been an international break where Scotland have actually done pretty well. Wins over Moldova and Austria have given the country ultimate hope of potentially qualifying for Qatar 2022. But let's have a quick look at how everyone did in match week number 4. I had my best week yet. I got 8 points, including 2 perfect scores. Hibs to beat Livingston 2-0 and Rangers to successfully beat Celtic by 1 goal to 0. I got 8 points and I beat everyone in the comments as well. I think the highest score actually in the comments was Reese Russell and he got 6 points. So yeah, we'll see how people do in match week number 5 now. So obviously we start on Saturday lunchtime at 12:30 and it's Johnstone against Rangers. 3 wins to Rangers and 2 draws. The last result was a 1-1 draw between the sides. St Johnstone coming off the back of a 0-0 with St Mirren. They probably had the better of the game in that one. I actually said St Johnstone would have been St Mirren, but I did actually think that they might have done. But I do think that St Johnstone played well in that game as well. However, they are coming to see a Rangers side who have just beaten the Celtic by 1-0, and I have to say, no McGregor, no Gerrard, no problem for Rangers at all. They played really well. I think McCrory had a very good game of it as well. Balogun at right back was fantastic for Rangers as well. So Rangers did slip up the last time they had the lunchtime kick-off, but I feel that they'll be too strong for St Johnstone. I'm going to go St Johnstone 0, Rangers 2. I think Rangers will win that one pretty comfortably as well. So we have Celtic against Ross County. 4 wins to Celtic and 1 win to Ross County. The last result was a 2-0 win to Celtic. Celtic hoping to bounce back after a 1-0 defeat to Rangers. The one thing I have problems with about that Celtic performance is that, yes, they created chances. Yes, they almost scored goals. But had they moved Kyogo Furuhashi through in the middle, I think they would have had more joy. The fact that they had Kyogo Furuhashi out wide, I think hampered them slightly. And I think he's much better through the middle. With obviously Edward now gone, I do think him through the middle will be much better. Honestly do. I think Celtic are doing really well. Look, it was a tough start under Onge Pistoglu. It really was. But they played okay. Yes, McCrory had a fantastic game for Rangers, and Celtic should have scored. But as I keep saying, I think Furuhashi should have started through the middle, and I think Celtic might have got more joy through there as well. Ross County getting a 1-1 draw with Aberdeen the last game as well. Very well impressed with them actually. Played really well. Unlucky to concede in the 89th minute, I think it was. That's the problem with Ross County. They are going to concede silly goals at daft times, unfortunately. But it was a shame that they did concede because they actually played very well against an Aberdeen side who were not at their best. But obviously there's no European football now for them, so they can obviously focus on the league. But could be interesting to see where Ross County will finish this season. But I don't see them getting anything at Parkhead. I really don't. I think Celtic will be too much for Ross County. Celtic 4, Ross County 0. I think Celtic will be back to winning ways in that one. Now we have Dundee against Livingston. Two sides looking for their first wins of the season. 3 wins to Dundee, 1 win to Livy, and 1 draw. The last 5 meetings, the last result was a 0-0 draw between the sides. Dundee, they lost by a single goal to Motherwell in the last game week. The thing is, Dundee are playing well, but they are not getting the results that come with them. And I do think that, you know, they are coming up against the bottom of the table side anyway. But Dundee at home have been pretty good. Obviously 2 draws, St Mirren, Hibs. So could they get their first win over Livingston? Could be a very interesting game anyway, but we shall see. Livingston, on the other hand, 2-0 defeat to Hibs. I didn't think they played too badly against Hibs. You know, they did create chances, but one of the things from that game is that obviously Bruce Anderson went to hospital with a diabetic fit. Max Striek and Jack Fitzwater, obviously the latter of the two, had to be substituted because feeling unwell at half time as well. So you can quite clearly see that COVID-19 has actually had a big effect on this Livingston side. And look, that's not an excuse anyway, but, you know, 4 defeats in a row is bad form. It's 1 win in 16. That is the worrying thing. It's 1 win in 16 for Livingston. So they definitely need to win soon, because otherwise questions will begin to be asked of Martindale, who has been a breath of fresh air in, you know, post-match interviews. But it's a results-based business, and if you don't get results, then you are in trouble. But for this game, I am going to go for Livingston to get their first point of the season. I do think that they can go to Dundee, frustrate them, and I do think that they can grab a goal in this one. But I think Dundee will get a goal as well. So I'm going Dundee 1, Livingston 1. Hopefully for 3 points, but we'll see what happens in that one. And now we have Motherwell against Aberdeen. 2 wins to Motherwell, 2 draws, and 1 win to Aberdeen. The last result was a 0-0 draw. Yeah, in fact, actually, the last meetings, the next 3 games, the next 2 actually are all 0-0s as well. Motherwell getting a 1-0 win over Dundee. Very, very good performance from Motherwell. Graham Alexander finally getting across his ideas. And I have to say, Motherwell I predicted to be 5th this season. I do still think they can get top 6. It's just getting these wins against teams in and around them, and I think they'll be absolutely fine. But it's a very good win for Motherwell. They are coming up against the Aberdeen side, who obviously Declan Gallagher going back to his former club as well. Aberdeen didn't play too well against Ross County in the last game, but they did manage to get a 1-1 draw. And if you don't play well, you manage to get a point out of the game, then it's success. It is really, really success for that one. A tough one to call because, as I said, I do expect these two to be in and around each other by the end of the season. I'm going to go for an Aberdeen win, though. I think Aberdeen will bounce back against Motherwell after being obviously a draw with Ross County. I'm going to go Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 1. And now we have St Mirren against Dundee United. 3 draws and 1 win apiece for both sides. Last result, you guessed it, was a 0-0 draw. St Mirren, well, they have just been on a 0-0 draw, haven't they, against St Johnstone, who, you know, it wasn't the best of games, but I thought St Johnstone had the better of the play. It was just that Jack Alnwick came to St Mirren's rescue, and I think it's a very, very good result for St Mirren. Dundee United, on the other hand, 2-1 defeat to Heart. Actually, was it? It was a 2-0 defeat to Hearts. I have to say, Hearts did play well. Hearts did play very, very well in that Dundee United game. So Dundee United will be hoping to bounce back. There has been 3 draws out of these 5 meetings. I'm going to say there's going to be another draw in this game. I'm going St Mirren 1, Dundee United 1. Now to the biggest game of the weekend by none. It is Hearts against Hibernian, the Edinburgh derby. Yes, the Edinburgh Derby is back, and it should be a very interesting one, this one. The last 5 meetings between Hearts and Hibs, 2 wins apiece and 1 draw. The last result was a 2-0 win to Hibernian. But Hearts and Hibs, this is a top of the table clash. Who would have predicted that at the start of the season? That these two would be first and second. But to be fair, Hearts and Hibs have had a very good start to the season, and I do think that it is going to be a very intriguing affair as well. Hearts have started really, really well. 2-0 win over Dundee United the last game week. Also, Ben Woodburn had a very good debut. Hopefully he'll be fit, because I think Ben Woodburn does make a difference in that Hearts side. He was doing very, very well. Came off after an hour, just precautionary. I don't think he played for Wales, if my memory serves me correctly. So his first taste of an Edinburgh derby, it should be very, very interesting indeed. But yeah, Hearts have done really, really well, and obviously a full crowd at Tynecastle. It's going to be a very good game on Sunday. Hibernian 2-0 win over Livingston. They'll be a bit worried about Martin Boyle, though. Apparently he did pull up with a hamstring injury playing for Australia. So hopefully Martin Boyle will be okay, if you're obviously a Hibs fan as well. How do I see it going? A narrow game. I do think both sides could cancel each other out. But I'm going to go for the home team in this one. I feel that Hearts will just pip it, and I'm going to say that Hearts will win by 1-0. Hearts 1, Hibs 0. So that's it. That's match week 5 done and dusted. As I've always said, please leave your predictions in the comment section down below. And if you are the highest scorer, then you will get a shout out in the next video. So, going St Johnstone 0, Rangers 2, Celtic 4, Ross County 0, Dundee 1, Livingston 1, Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 1, St Mirren 1, Dundee United 1, and Hearts 1, Hibs 0. So we will see what happens with these games. And the club football is back for the next 4 weeks, and then the international break after that as well. But until then, it's goodbye from me. If you do like the content, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video as well, and we will see what happens in these games. Looking forward to them as well. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye bye for now. Enjoy the football. Cheers.